Development with Node.js. In this video, we are going to actually see what is the design that we can have for our basic implementation of this flight booking functionality. We are having a lot of requirements. For the authentication thing, we have already done the coding part as well. But for the main features, let's see what kind of a design and what are the requirements that we need to have. So without any further delay, let's just start. So if you carefully see all the expected stories, right? So login, logout we have already discussed. Registration we have already discussed. Data modeling for user we have done. Now based on the rest of the requirements, we are going to do the data modeling of the rest of the models. So let's see. We want to have some features around search, review, traveler, booking, boarding pass, scan. So let's just see one by one. So first of all, I can see review, right? You can write a review about the tour, right? So let's see how you can define the tour. How to define a tour is something that we have to carefully look for. Okay. So a tour, inside a tour, a user will be involved. Right. Okay. Then inside a tour, an airline will be involved. Okay. Then there will be a flight will be involved. Right. We should have some data on the flight. So an airline, one airline, if I write airline, can have many flights. Right. So one airline can have many flights. So what we can do, we can separately have a data model for flights, and then one airline can have many flights. But because every airline owns a flight, right? So this flight data we can directly merge inside the airline data only. So we can say that this flight data is going to be directly present inside. That's the beauty of NoSQL database. We can directly have it inside it. Okay. So there should be, so let us just avoid this flight condition for the time being. But there will be definitely a booking. Inside a tour, a booking is involved. Like booking is the main thing which is going to store all the data, because if you see with respect to booking, a user has many bookings. A booking belongs to a user, right? One booking will be belonging to one user, but one user can have many bookings. And one more thing, a booking will be associated with an airline, right? A booking will be associated with an airline, and it will have details like booking date, then flight date, that on what date the flight is, flight arrival time, flight departure time, that all the things can go directly inside booking also. We can have more segregation also, but let's take it simple, one step forward. And one review will belong to a booking, right? A booking will be having many reviews. Booking has many reviews. Booking has many reviews. But a review belongs to a booking. Okay. Right. And technically, for the booking, and booking cannot have many reviews because booking belongs to only one user, so one user will be dropping one review. So booking has a review. Booking has a review. A review belongs to booking, and technically not just to booking, to the overall airline. So whatever airline is associated, we are going to drop a review there. So based on this, we can have some data models that we can set up more. So let's see. So first of all, like directly I can see here that we need a data model around airline at least. So let's see. So, okay, just a second. Let's close this file and let's go to models, and here we can have a new file, airline.js, right? Okay. So we can first of all get mongoose is equals to require mongoose, and we can have const airline schema is equals to mongoose dot schema, right? So we have set up the schema here. Now what we are expected to do, now let's just think that what our airline can have data about. So first of all, airline will be having some name, some corresponding website also the airline will be having. So first of all, we should have a property name, which should be type string, and let's say required name is definitely required as true. Okay, let's just do one thing. Let's see if the syntactically we are doing everything correct. Okay, yes, good. And let's say we'll be having timestamps also. Timestamps as true. Okay, and this should be new mongoose.schema. This should be new mongoose.schema, right? Okay. Now, what else? What else? Let's say we will be having some website data. This will be also type string. Let's say it is not mandatory for the time being. Right? It's not mandatory. Let's keep it like that. Right. Okay. Let's see. Around the airline, do we need to have anything? Because we can keep flight one flight, because we can define something like this. We can define something like this, that inside a booking we have a flight, right? A booking is going to be associated with a flight. Now flight can be something that belongs to an airline. Flight belongs to an airline, right? And flight has a data around the airplane that is going to be used, and this flight will be having the details around flight's arrival time, arrival, departure, right? This arrival and departure time, because this flight will be having the associated starting destination, ending destination, right? So we should have also one destination, that from wherever it is starting and wherever it is ending. So we'll be having a destination like I would say departure parameter, departure airport, and arrival airport parameters is something that we can also have, right? We're going to make a airport parameter separate, but let's not go that complex, right? So let's see. So airline, I believe, is going to be good. This should be good for airlines, right? Okay. And next step is, we'll say const airline is equals to new mongoose.model airline, comma, airline schema, module.exports airline. Okay, so airline schema is ready. Now let's make one more schema, flight.js. So const mongoose is equals to new, require mongoose, and then we can have const flight schema is equals to new mongoose.schema, and then flight will be having, I would say, departure airport. This should be type string and required true. Similarly, it should have arrival airport. Okay, and let's see. Apart from that, the corresponding flight will be also having duration, right? We'll keep the duration in number milliseconds. We can store, and the front end can convert the millisecond into hours or anything, right? And required again should be true. Okay. Now this flight is going to belong to a corresponding airline, because one airline will be like, this flight will be going under some airline, right? Okay, so we can say that airline is going to be something like type. We need to have a reference type, so mongoose dot schema dot types dot object id. So whatever is the object, like the object ID of the airline will be stored here, and this should be a required parameter. Right, this should be a required parameter. And the reference from which model we have to take is airline. Right, I guess airline is the name. Yes, airline is the reference model. So it will belong to an airline. Now, similarly, it should have a departure time and arrival time. So let's see in MongoDB how we can store date time. So MongoDB date time. Okay. So let's see what are the recommendations. Okay, so we should have type date. Okay, we should have type date. So flight date is going to be type date, and let's say we put a default value as date.now. Okay, and let's see what time. Let's see what should we have. What time? What can we have? Timestamp schema type. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is for the basic timestamps. How can we add it manually? Or let's search it like this. How to make type of a field in Mongo timestamp. Okay. Okay, this is the old one. Okay, I guess timestamp should be there. So we can say start time or departure time. It should be departure time. Departure time should be of type let's see. Let's search for types in MongoDB. So what are the types? We have object ID, date is there, and okay, we have timestamps. Okay, we can have timestamp. Okay, I'm not making it mandatory for the time being. And similarly, we should have arrival time. Type timestamp. Okay, this should be good. This should be good. And now we can say const flight model is equals to new mongoose dot model flight comma flight schema, and we'll say module dot exports flight model. Okay, so flight model is there. Now we can have a review model, review.js. So const mongoose is equals to require mongoose, and const, I would say, review schema is equals to new mongoose dot schema. Right. First of all, it will be belonging to a user. Right. So we should have type as mongoose dot types dot schema dot types dot object ID, and then the ref should be to the model. What model we are going to refer to? Always user model, right? And this should be required, or we can make it anonymous also. Let's say somebody wants to put it anonymous. So let's say we don't have, if we will be not having a user parameter, then it will be an anonymous review, right? And let's say we'll be having a review text. So I would say review comment. It should be type string, required true, right? and let's say we should have some minimum length. So minimum length should be 100 characters, right? That, or let's, for the timing, let's say 5 characters, right? Because we can change this. So there should be a comment. There should be a user that belongs to a comment, and the review will be for a flight. So flight, it will be belonging to a flight. So I guess this was flight only. Yes. And from the flight, we can already get the, I would say, airline details. So I'm not mentioning airline specifically. So for what flight it is going to be there. Also inside a flight, let's have a flight number. Flight number. Let's say it can be of type string and required to be true. Okay, so that we can have a unique flight number, right? And one thing that we are missing, let's add timestamps everywhere. It helps us to see when the model was updated and all. So timestamps we can add here also. If we'll be requiring any more detail, we can definitely add it later. So const review model is equals to new mongoose dot model review schema module dot exports review model. Okay, so this is our review model ready. Now let's see in the requirements, do we have anything else? So we should have bookings. Booking is there that we need to have, right? Apart from that, for booking, we will be having the, from, if you want to fetch a boarding pass, we just need to print some booking details. That is something good. Review can be done. Search for all the flights. Okay. A flight should have a price also. Let's add it, and things should be done. Okay. So in the flight model, let's add a price. Type string required true, and type should be number. Cool. So our basic model that is required for making a booking is ready, right? We have made the airline model, review model, and flight model. In the upcoming video, we are going to make the booking model, using which we will be able to actually do the booking. That being said, let's just wrap the video here. Before wrapping the video, let's just quickly commit this much part, right? So first of all, let's say okay. Sorry, minus b, git checkout minus b. Okay, and if I do git status, okay, it is having all these files here, and we can say git add all, git add all, git commit minus m, added quotes, added models for, I would say, review and airline and flight. Okay, so we have committed this much, right? So in the further upcoming videos, we are going to prepare the booking part. That being said, let's just wrap it up here. We are going to meet very, very soon in the next video. Till then, take care, guys. Bye-bye, and thank you.
Okay.